Project 2025 is being forced down our throats. It's as if our hands are tied behind our backs and our feet are shackled. They use the economy, the price of eggs, and our own diversity against us, daring to label it as woke. And they won. In history, there are examples of mass movements that stood up against tyrants, and they won. Think Gandhi in India and Martin Luther King in America. Here's how to flip woke to wide awake and save America from bondage to MAGA, Christian nationalism, and Project 2025. We are 2025 Wide Awakes. We are a peaceful, nonviolent, nonpartisan, decentralized, grassroots movement of Americans who are concerned about the dangers that MAGA, Christian nationalism, and their platform, Project 2025, represent. We choose to be proactive and confront all infringements on our freedoms. As symbols of our movement, we combine 1. The potent historical 1860 Wide Awakes. Up until now, they've been mostly forgotten. And 2. Beautiful, bountiful, unstoppable flower power. The 1860 Wide Awakes was a grassroots movement started in March of 1860. 5 young clerks in Hartford, Connecticut took on the job of protecting political speakers from attack by violent thugs who favored slavery and the breakup of the Union. These original Wide Awakes designed their own striking uniforms, shiny black capes emblazoned with their name, and the symbol of a single open eye, matching caps and boots, and kerosene torches for military-style marching at night. In just 8 months, they grew to several 100,000, including women and African American clubs. They had a simple mission: promote free speech and preserve the Union. They helped start the Republican Party, elect Abraham Lincoln, and end slavery. Flower power was used in the 1960s by peaceful, nonviolent protesters to help end the Vietnam War. Flower celebrations were used in Europe by peace-loving groups who were in opposition to Hitler's Nazi regime. Carnations helped end dictatorship in Portugal in the 1970s. Flowers have the ability to pass on the spark of life and all the information for life to the next generation. Life depends on flowers. Flowers represent diversity. We organize and create wide-awake alliances with all those aligned with our mission, which is to promote dignity, diversity, free speech, and unity. Anyone can start a wide-awake alliance. Everyone is welcome to join. We encourage the widest possible involvement by existing groups and all who are affected by attacks on diversity, DEI, and our supporters and allies. Our combined numbers will be overwhelming. Today, 2025 Wide Awakes choose strong, benevolent symbols of diversity: eye selfies and art, candles, phone flashlights, flower celebrations, and flower handouts at parades. Families can get involved. Every child, woman, and man, old and young, can come together to create their own colorful, flower-like capes. We can grow flowers or make paper flowers for our flower celebrations. At our Wide Awake celebrations, we can march and protest peacefully, create signs, slogans, podcasts, videos, reels, letter writing. We can educate ourselves and the nation and comfort one another all at the same time. Remember the other flower power besides diversity? The exchange of life's information for the next generation? We will invite speakers, secular, academic, historical, futurist, humorist, religious, political, entertainers, and sports figures. The possibilities are endless. Art, music, prayer, healing, and cleansing services, guided meditations. The possibilities are endless. Not only do we need to reframe the dialogue about what we see happening to the American dream, we need to metaphorically pour buckets of paint and move it around with the broadest of brushstrokes on this canvas we call America. For example, We should declare that diversity, equity, and inclusion are sheer genius. They represent the coming together of the civil rights and human rights movements. They embody the universal truth and wisdom as taught in all the world's religions. DEI, coupled with merit and skills-based practices, as they always have been, all have the potential to produce the most just and fair legal and economic systems that human society has ever known. MAGA, Christian nationalism, and their Project 2025 are the outliers in opposing the wisdom of DEI. MAGA, Christian nationalism, and their Project 2025 move power and wealth into the hands and pockets of fewer and fewer wealthy people. 1860 slave power, the Southern Democrats, fought to defend the constitutional position that slaves were 3/5 of a person. That was an expression of white Christian nationalism. Today, MAGA has declared that transgender persons simply don't exist. It is becoming obvious that the period that MAGA is returning us to is antebellum America. Their winning use of the African American vernacular word woke to denigrate DEI is no harmless euphemism. It is diabolical. Seeking to promote unity on a deeply personal level, what about Christian nationalists and all those sincere persons who have been taken in by the promises of the Make America Great Again movement? Our friends, family, and neighbors, themselves as individuals. This revolution will be a call to the human conscience, where dignity, grace, empathy, and love reside in every human being. We defend everyone's freedom of speech and of religion, but we steadfastly oppose the nationalistic use of government to impose narrow beliefs and standards on all of us. We won't back down. That would be a new form of slavery. Remember, 1860 slave power tried to destroy the Union by secession. 2025 MAGA power is destroying decades of civil and human rights progress brought about by DEI. MAGA, Jim Crow, is upon us. Slave power was brutal. Project 2025 has declared transgender Americans don't exist. Who's next? E pluribus unum, out of many one, and all persons are created equal from our Declaration of Independence, are still American beliefs and values that we should all strive to live by. Please, use every peaceful means you can think of to promote dignity, diversity, free speech, and unity. Life depends on it. America depends on us. Read Jon Grinspan's 2024 Wide Awake for the definitive history of the 1860 Wide Awakes. Go home. Choose the fabric that moves your soul. Make your own outrageous, colorful Wide Awake cape. Wear it the next chance you get and spread the word. Shout it from the rooftops.